everybody, it's Catherine and welcome. And today I'm going to do a little craft with me because I want to have a play with my box, my inspiration box that's come from Carol at Oak House Journals. And what I thought is that we'll make some altered paper clips and sort of do them in the style of how she puts together her things. So for example, if you look at some of the packets that's in this kit, they're so pretty. I mean, look at that, that's gorgeous. I've taken some little leaves out of there. I've opened it upside down because I didn't want to spoil that. In fact, I don't want to spoil any of it. I'm struggling to use it, but hey, we've got to do. That's why I bought it. So you know, these are the sorts of lovely little touches that Carol does, and what's in a kit, and they're really pretty. So I thought that I would still still do these paper clips in my own style. You know, it's got my own edge to it, but sort of pretty and dainty little touches to it, seeing as we're using Carol's things, and see what we can come up with. So I'll just show you the sort of altered paper clips. I've got some massive ones that I do, and actually I've got these paint chip cards that Carol put in the kit, and these actually look really lovely on here, my paper clips. So yeah, but these are far too big, because if you remember, this is the little sewn journal we did, and yeah, these are far too big for in there, so we'll make some smaller versions of it. But these are sort of an example of my large paper clips. I mean, you can say large, look at them. I asked for large, but I wasn't quite sure that gigantic. I'm not very good with sizings, am I? I should pay more attention, you know, say so many centimetres. I think, oh yeah, they're big. And then when they come, they're like giants. So that's one, and then this is, so they're made with my sewn snippets and added bits and bobs on it. So that's great. I'm going to keep them on those cards. Lovely, they look nice with those. I can put them in a bigger journal. So today I want to make something a little bit more dainty. So I've got an assortment of my bits and bobs about, and I'd sort of already started putting a few bits together, because as I say, we're around the tripod, we can't do much more about that at the minute. And what I've decided to use as the base is, if you remember, we did our stitching project on Tuesday. Well, I have done a little bit of further machine sewing on the top, and I thought I'd use these as bases, because that's the sort of thing, if I've got small pieces left, if I'm doing a big project, a bag or pouch or something like that, then there's very little left over. But what I've decided to do with the big one that we made, I've cut some panels out where we've got the alliums, but then I got these lovely pieces left, and also I did a bit of extra sewing, put some zigzag on and what have you, just to give it a bit more of a pop there. So that's one of the things that I promised I would show, the sort of things that I use it for. And then this one's going to be a journaling card. I mean, how pretty is that? It looks really lovely, I think. So yeah, with time we'll do that today. If not, we'll concentrate on these. Okay, so I've got an assortment of bits and bobs. I've got some beads, I've got some bits of chain, I've got my paper clips ready, I've got some buttons, and shift my pin cushion over there. I've got my beading needle, and bits and bobs from Carol's kit. So it's a bit hard to get the kit all in and everything else. So here we go. Where's my glue book? Still got the same glue book. It's lasting me well, this is. Okay. So with this, I've already just stuck this. So that's lovely. That's pretty. I'm really liking that. Just a bit of my own lace on there. And then these lovely flowers from Hobbycraft. Aren't they pretty? So yeah, put one of them on. So that one's done, I think, really. Okay, so this next one, I've just used the base. I've just put some of those little pretty silk flowers on from the kit, and I think I'm going to put a button on here, but I did. Now look, these are just bright. What have I put on here? Brights. I have got a bit of a button obsession, I will say. Just look at all these pretties. There's just something very soothing when you're stressed. Just put your hands in buttons. They're coming to take me away, haha. Yeah, now I thought I got a red one out earlier. Is that the one I got out? But I don't know if that's going to be... No, that's far too bright, that one. How about that one? No, it's a bit big. Nah. Oh, that's quite pretty. I reckon we'll have that one. We will have that one. I'm going to sew that on. So here on this one, I've got a background. I've got a little bit of... There's some lovely papers in the kit. I mean, I've paid for this kit. You know, she's not sent it me. Although I was very lucky to get one, because people were clamouring after them. So I've put a bit of mulberry paper there, and also there's some of this. Look at this, this gorgeous handmade paper. So obviously that leaf print for something bigger. So I've just got a little bit there, and I thought that went with the leaf colours in there. Now, do we want a button on there? Well, we certainly don't want anything out that bright, the bright box. So we may put a little bit of lace or something on the top of that. I think you want a bit of something cream, I think. What's that there? Yeah, that's okay. Right, shall we sew that one on? That button on. And yeah, I've got my mother of pearl buttons here. Put a few in there so I don't tip them all over. And I know Carol uses mother of pearl buttons quite a lot. Let's put that one on there. Yeah, that's quite pretty. This one, I've just put a little bit of vellum that was just tied around something, and I'm going to put that on now. First of all, I'm going to just ink. I'm not a big inker, but I do like to put a little bit, but I do like this black soot because it just gives a delicate black edge, I think. It just catches the ends nicely. Nicely. It's horrible weather here today. It's throwing it down again. It was throwing it down yesterday. So I think autumn is definitely on its way. Now, do I want a petal? I'm not sure I do want a petal on that one. We'll come to that in a bit then. I've got my needles already. I've got a bead. Make sure I get the right one and not my beading needle. So, yeah. We'll sew this one on first, I think. And I'm around the tripod again. Yeah. So, how's your crafting week? I can't get through the glue now, look. Ooh, crikey, there's that many layers of glue, that's it. Sticking them on. Yeah. How's your crafting week been? Mine's been shocking. I mean, it started off everything going wrong. Monday I said, oh no, everything's going wrong. Everything's dropping to bits or not working. And then the same Tuesday, it's been one of those weeks. And then I was watching Rachel last night, and she said, oh, I don't know what's the matter with me this week. I don't feel quite right. You know, crafting's not going quite right this week. So, I don't know, I said to somebody in the comments, sorry, I've got to lean over like this. I can't sew a button around a tripod and upside down. Yeah, I said to David and I were watching it last night. We were having our tea. And she said, oh, have I got that around there? She said that it's been one of them funny weeks as well. So I couldn't decide whether it was a full moon. What am I doing here? See, I told you, I can't even sew a button on right this week. It's going round instead of, well, who will notice it's going round instead of through the hole? There we go, that'll do us. That's quite pretty, I like that. The trouble is, once you stick stuff down with strong glue, it's not the easiest to get through. I'll get my little scissors. They're always easy to do, these things, aren't they, when you're just quietly doing them on your own. It's awful, you know, doing it. It's awful trying to do it on a camera because your brain's trying to think of 10 things at once. Okay, so I thought I'd better stop the camera and just prod it through when you weren't looking. Thought that might be a bit easier. It's a good job I've got a sharp needle. There. Oh, yes, I'm liking that. So we'll tie that one off. So I think what my idea was with this was to show that we all seem to develop our own individual style and do things very differently. But you can take somebody else's style and somebody else's kit, for example, this kit, you know, you can still put your own style, your own edge to it, really. And, right, quite like that one. And let's have a look what we've got here now. Right, I need some more thread if we're going to do any sewing. Yes, so I think all of us learn from other crafters and we see what other crafters do, and then we think, right, well, you know, oh yeah, I love that idea, but I would do it slightly like this, and then you develop your own way and do it. Sorry guys, I'm just... There we go. And that's how I think we end up with a really lovely eclectic mix of different crafters. And I think as long as people as long as people give recognition to where the idea came from or where they'd seen it, I think it's not as if we're blatantly copying somebody. We're all sharing our own ideas, I think, aren't we? Okay, so we've got this one here and I'm happy with that. But look what we're going to put on there, I think. Oh, crikey. That's all I seem to have done this week, isn't it? I always seem to be... I tell you, I think there's a full moon. I said, I did say one of the comments, can't remember who it was, and I said I think there's a full moon because nothing's going right. Now, will my needle go through this, or do I need my beading needle? No, it's going to go through there. And I think I'm putting this, I've got this lovely pretty heart, and which is very slippy. And I can't see that without my glasses on. David's sending me cryptic notes. I can't, I've got my glasses off to bead. New moon. Oh, right. What did I say? Full moon. Is it the same thing? I don't know. Look, he's putting me off now. He doesn't know I put a photo of him on Instagram, Nola, yesterday. I said my prompter needs an airing. Because the joke is, over on my other channel, Jane Catherine on Books, I'll say, when we were in lockdown, my head was like my head was just like a fuzz half of the time. And so he'd be prompting in the background what... and it'd become a bit of a joke, really, that he was my prompter. And I think it was Nola that put, does David ever show his head? Does he ever show his face? So we know what this prompter looks like. Well, no, he doesn't. He's completely different to me. It's very quiet and reserved. We couldn't be two of us like this, could we? Oh no. Never do beading on camera, I've decided. Right, that's nice. I just want to put another stitch in there around the top and through. And I think that will do that, and I think that'll be... Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, so can you see? I really like that. That's pretty. It's got a lovely... I've had that bead a while and now I've got a chance to use it. So, you get the idea. It's best to work on these little things in the quiet moments when nobody's watching you throw your beads all over the table. Okay, there we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is just going to show you the back now, just because, you know, you can see the sort of thing I'm wanting to do, and tomorrow when I do wrap up, you know, I'll show you all the ones I've made. So for the back, I have got some bits of card, so it is a matter, glasses on, glasses on, glasses off. It's a matter of hello, I'm back. I just had to go away and fiddle with these things off camera because it was a struggle to do it. Anyway, move the tripod a little bit so I hope you can see still, and it's a bit of a struggle, you know, with the setup we've got. It's a bit hard work trying to do process videos, but you know, you've got some of it, and I'm just going to show you the backs now, putting the backs, and I've cut the card out and stuff ready. It sort of makes me realise that you know, like crafters such as Carol Parker, Carol, the lovely Carol from Oak House Journals, and say Angela Kerr, the girls from Chapter 1 Papers, although they do a mix, they do have a lot of intricate designs and small delicate pieces, and I really take my hat off to you girls, because oh dear, I am not the most patient. I am very patient with people, you know, being years as a nurse, I'm very patient with people, but with anything else I am really impatient, and oh dear, and of course I'm having a lot of pain in my hands at the minute, and trying to fiddle with these little buttons and what have you, crikey. So yeah, my hat's off to you. I think I better stay to my, you know, stay doing chunky stuff, but it's okay off camera, and you can just do it at your own pace and you don't feel like people's watching you. Anyway, I'm back. I'm just going to show you what I've done. I haven't really done too much more, but I've cut out the card and made some backings. So this is the one that that we sewn the lovely green heart on it. So I've cut a piece of card, so all I do for these is cut card, and then on the back it doesn't matter if you put paper or, you know, coffee dyed paper, whatever you want. I just put fabric on today. This is some vintage linen that I got, and yeah, so we're going to and I need my no, I think we'll manage with 3-in-1. I think 3-in-1 should work for these small clips. Okay, so what we've got to do now is I've got some lovely, I haven't got many of these left, but these are rose gold paper clips, and just going to put the clip on the back of there. So this is the bit that's going to go on your page. So this is your page. You're going to clip that on, and then like that. Okay, and I mean, there's many of you who probably already know this, but I do know I have some new junk journalers here, and if you want to put a little dangle on like I did with the big ones, back to the big ones that I do, if you want, just leave a little bit of the clip at the top. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of the clip, and we can add something to that, can't we? And then I'm just going to glue that on. So I've got my 3-in-1. I think this should work with this small. Put plenty around the clip itself, and then just glue up the rest. There's a right shadow today. I'm sorry if it's shadowy. The weather is appalling today. It's awful, and you can't see. I've just been in the post office with the dog to post some Etsy orders, and oh crikey, it's awful. It's warm. You can't say it's cold, but there we go. So that's that one, and we'll leave that. We'll leave that to dry, so don't start fiddling with it once you've done it, which is what I tend to do when you're an impatient crafter. This one that we did earlier, I just found a bit of twine that I'd cut off an envelope in my kit, and I've just wrapped a bit round there because I know Carol does that quite a bit, and I've just done my piece of card for this one. So again, we'll just leave, want the big one at the back. I was right the first time, look. Just leave a little bit there at the top, and off we go with our glue again. I always put glue on top of the paper clip itself, and then that will stick to the backing nicely. Oops, slippy slidey. Do you know I've had to open the window? I'm like, feel as if the glue sniffing today, because it's quite strong this. I've been using Fabri-Tac, and crikey, it's only a small room. It's only like 8 foot by 10 foot, this little bedroom, and so crikey, it was, we were nearly away with the fairies. Okay, so that's that one. This one here, I just finished off that one with a bit of a button there. I'm just going to put some, oh, there's 2 pieces there. Let's put them 2 together first, give it a bit of stiffness. Which bit do I want to show at the back? I think I like that bit best, so we'll put our clip on. Leave a little thing, try and keep them central, Catherine, if you can. I don't do anything straight. So, you managed to go and get a cup of tea while I was gone. It was a double brandy I needed, never mind. Never mind a cup of tea, crikey. I was stressing. Become more of a stress head as I've got older, you know. I mean, work capacity, nothing stresses me, nothing stressed me, you know. I could be in charge of a whole hospital, and I would just coolly and calmly, you know, sort things out. But goodness me, faffing about with these, stressing me out. Right, now this one, I made this one. We were starting to put the bits together, so that's the bit of what we made on Tuesday, and then this is a little bit of scraps of Liberty fabric that I'm hoarding, but they are little scraps, so I've put a Tracy label on there. I've put a lovely little blue flower bead, and this is going to go on here, and we've got some backing there. There we go. Ooh. Oh, this is what happens, isn't it, with these glues? You turn your back for 2 minutes and they ooze out everywhere. It's not so bad, this. It's not as bad as Fabri-Tac, actually. And I know that the thing is to squeeze it, turn it upside down, let the nozzle fill, and then once it's filled you can control it better. Then unsqueeze it, release the air before you turn it up. Excuse me, and then you don't get a fountain. Well, we know we're in theory, but you know, in practice it doesn't always want to play ball. So let's stick that on there. Give that a good old stick down. There we go, that's that one. That one we've done. And then this one, what I did here with this one is, this is some of my backing that had some of my snippet roll with some lace on it. Now what I did then was, we got these in a little roll like this to keep them together in my kit, but I thought, oh no, look pretty on there, so I stuck that on there, left the dangles on. I've got some lovely tape that's got the most minute butterflies on. Where's it gone? Can you see it? You'll be going, it's behind you. See ya. It's got really pretty butterflies on. I don't know if you can see that. So I've put 2 little baby pieces on there. I've put a bow on that was tying the whole kit together, because we don't waste anything, do we, in crafting world. And I'm just going to put it on this backing now. So I need a better, oh yes I have got another paper clip left. Okay, got that on there, so we will just, there we go, put that on there. So release your air and then you can tip it up. Okay, right, so we'll stick that on there. Make sure I don't stick my things in the middle, because I've been known to do things like that. I'm sure we've all done it. Right, okay, now I haven't put anything on the back there, but that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. What I'll do is, because we've got the butterfly on the front, I think we'll stick a bit of this on. I should have backed it before I put the clip on, really, but hey ho. That's clipping there. I wonder before if we could get that underneath. Yes, I'm happy with that. I'll put that underneath. Okay, so we'll leave that one to dry. And then the other thing that I've done is, I said that I was going to use, look at these pretty circles. I've got quite a few kits from Angela Kerr. I think I've got about 5 kits. There's some beautiful florals and just really pretty papers, and in amongst that there's some ephemera pages, and some of them are these circles. Aren't they pretty? So I've cut one out, and again, because we are crafting in the style of Oak House journals, took me inspiration from, as I say, back to this one where she got all the pretty things all on there. I've just put a little bit of lace on there, a bit of seam binding, and then I've just sewn a little mother of pearl button on there, and that's really pretty, and that looked gorgeous on a page. I got one of these really lovely big paper clips on the back. I've backed it with some stuff that was that was just placed on top of the wrapping, so yeah, don't waste anything. Put that up. And this is some of David's beautiful avocado paper. I mean, look at that. That's the first press where it all settled, but you wouldn't want that with this. I think it'd be a bit too, I don't know, could be on either side. If you want it really delicate, you could put it there, or if you want it, as I say, they don't all look like that. That's the first press paper, where there's a big pool, but look at the lovely markings on there. Actually, it looks quite nice on there. So yeah, go and check out Angela. She's the queen of envelope making, I say. She has the most pretty projects using envelopes. Right, okay, so let's think about some little dingle dangles. I've got my bulb pins out. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Now, let's have a look what we have here. So it depends what I think might go. That's already got plenty on it, doesn't need a dangle. Do you think this one needs a bit of a dangle to it? Not sure that's the right dangle. We have got, see, this is the other thing, but these are ball chain attachments, but they're all silver. I need to ink some of them up. So I don't want to really put it on there. Let's get another bulb pin. I know, I'll put a few beads on. Box of bulb pins, where are you? Yeah, front of my nose. You say, again, you're going, it's behind you. Right, okay. I've got some of my little beads, the ones that didn't go all over earlier. Little seed beads, these are. I collect beads like I collect buttons. And yeah, I want it to go on here. So let's have a look. Do I want it in green or white? Yeah, I think white would be better. And I'm just going to, and I've got some really small red. I'm just going to put 3 little seed beads on. 1, 2, 2, 3 little seed beads on there, and I'm just going to attach that. I can never remember if I go front to back to front. I can't remember. I always forget it till it's on, and then I think, oh no, that doesn't dangle right. Did I go that way? That way. It might not lie right because of that button being there. So let's see. I think it needs to be something longer if it's going to be on that one, to be honest with you. So let's take that off. What about this one? Where have it on with this? No. Perhaps the two, oh, you know, too much going on to have these on at them. Tell you what, I am not going to go it through the top. I'm going to pin it onto this fabric. There we go. I'm happier with that. Yes, that's better. So you don't necessarily have to put anything at the top, but it's there if you want it. And I think that looks pretty on there. It's got the whites in it. It's got the reds, little red beads that pick out that. So that's that one. And to be honest, I'm not sure that they need anything more on there. Oh, I mean, these are, if just let me ink this up. Okay, now the other thing that we might do is we'll just put a clip on here. So the best thing, if you haven't got one of these crocodiles, best thing I ever had. I think I've only had it 6 months, and it's, oh, do you know, best thing ever. So I'm just going to just have a hole there. Which way up shall we have it? That's better. We're not touching the, so I'm going to make a, that's it. And I think we will, seeing as we're all pinky pink, we will put one of those in. That's lovely. Now the other thing is, I'm back to my rant about buying cheaply. And you know, I'm retired now. I don't have loads and loads of spare money for crafting. I don't go mad. But again, it's false economy, because I bought some ones that aren't we are memory keepers to go with the crocodile, and you know what, they come undone, they drop to bits. So these are the memory keepers own that go with the crocodile. Oh, and they're fabulous. They really are gorgeous. So let's have a look. Let's have a look what Carol does, because we are in her, doing in her style today. I've seen one where she'd clicked something extra on. Sure I have. If Carol's watching, she'll be shouting, "It's in that packet there, Catherine. It's in that packet." Oh, that's, oh, that's. So she puts thread through there, but I have seen her wrap stuff around before she actually clamps it on. But we shall do this. Brute force. There we go. There we go. And you've got a lovely flat back to that. I'm going to leave that. Look, it's a bit of colouring in paper. I think that looks quite pretty. Now, have we got something that we can just... again, I think we'll put a bit of seam binding in. Look how beautifully everything's come. Look. All the twine around there. Gorgeous. But I'm going to put a little bit of pink seam binding ribbon through there. Oh crikey, we've got planes flying over now. It's usually when I'm filming in the garden, for if I'm doing a book review or whatever, and for Jane Catherine on books. And can you hear them now? They all fly out to sea for a practice. Drives me mad. Do sound like they're coming in the house, frighten me to death. Right, there's that there. Now I just want to tie some string around it. In fact, we've got a little bit here that we can use. That I'd, it's all knotted because it was tied around something. Okay, we'll have a bit of that, and then it'll be about calling it a video, I think. Now this is going to be fiddly, so hang tight. Thursdays and Tuesdays at days they seem to practice. Can I have just a finger on there, David, please? Seeing as you've just walked in. Need to tie that up. See what I mean? Fiddly. So the ladies do well that do this all the time in their journals. Thank you. Thank you. You can take your finger away now.
Just stop.
It never is. Go on with you. Oh, crikey. There we go. Doesn't that just give it a little extra something? So let me put my glasses back on so I can see what we've done. Okay. So we have my originals, which I use the lovely paint chip cards. So I have my originals there, but too big for this project. Let me take this glue book off. Okay, so let's have a look what we've done. We've got the two originals, the big chunky ones that I do, but we didn't want anything chunky for this. Okay, so then we have this one. There's still something I think wants to go on there, but I haven't decided what yet. Then we've got this one. Love that one, my favourite. That one with the petals and a button. Then we have this one, which is like a cluster really on a paper clip and a little beady dangly thing there. We have this one with the little butterflies. Really pleased with that one. We have this one we've just done. I mean, there's nothing much to it, but it looks effective. It's so pretty. We've done this one from the rounds, and then the only thing I didn't show you was I finished off. Remember we made this earlier and I was going to put it on a paper clip, but I decided it looked lovely on here. So this I've backed with avocado paper, which I'm going to just which is in our shop now. We put some in last night. And there's some lovely markings on. David does all that. I'm too busy sewing. And this is what we made on Tuesday. So can you see how we've got all those lovely strands in the background that really, you know, would have thrown away? And all it needs is, I've just put this lovely snippet together on the side, backed it, and that is a gorgeous journaling card. So thank you. It's been a bit of a long one, sorry. It's been bitty and bobby. But hopefully, you know, if you don't know how to make the altered paper clips, those that are new, then it'll give you some ideas. But also, it's the main thing is to get across that, you know, whatever anybody's style is, we can use a little bits and bobs of ideas from different creators and add our own spin, our own style to it and make it our own. And like I say, as long as we say, you know, well, yeah, I'm doing it in the style of Oak House Journals today, you know, these pretty ideas are hers, and I've just put my own spin on it, then I think that's great. We're all here to help each other. So thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for wrap up, and thank goodness, because I'm looking forward to a better crafting week next week where things don't go wrong. Hopefully the moon's back to normal by then, I don't know. All right then, lovelies. Thank you for joining me. Bye.